Welcome back, guys. So today we're going to do Sarah's companion mission. It is called In Memoriam. We need to speak to Admiral Logan. But before doing that, I wanted to speak with Commander Toala.
You're authorized to use whatever force required
He
to bring down those
had
hostile ships.
this option
What's
left.
up?
I want to clean up some turmoils.
Sure thing. You ready to head out right now?
Sure, I'm ready.
Let's get to the details. Okay, these coordinates should get you to your first targets. There. Super and Ultra. These missions are straightforward.
So I just wanted to take
Proceed to the
that
location.
last quest from the United Colonies. So let me see. There are at the moment we have 3 quests left for the United Colonies, but all of them are repeatable and you can do them multiple times. So I might do them at the end of the playthrough after we complete the main story or something. Don't want to do this at the moment. So our current mission is in Memoriam. Let's find this commander dude that she wants to talk to. Central Command, Office of the President, System Defense. Let's go. Okay. He's very close. Hello? This individual is busy. Oh.
Sarah Morgan. It's been what, almost 10 years?
Admiral, it's good to see you again, sir.
You're not required to address me as sir. That protocol ended the moment you dropped your clusters on my desk, remember?
Look, Admiral, I'm not here to open old wounds.
Old wounds is an interesting turn of phrase, given our past. Listen to me, Commander. I'm not sure why you're here, but whatever it is, why don't you just get to it?
I'm here because I need your help, Admiral.
You need my help. That's interesting. The last time we spoke, you made it quite clear that you were turning your back on the Navy.
That was a decade ago. Things change. People change. Admiral, please. I didn't come here to argue. I'm here to come to terms with my past.
Your past is sitting in a closed file in the archives. That's where you left it when you walked out on the United Colonies. And what about you? Just who in the blazes are you anyway?
I'm here to support Sarah as a friend.
Very well. Then, as a good friend, perhaps you could kindly explain to me why I shouldn't have the both of you escorted from the building.
With all due respect, Admiral, this is ridiculous. If you have a problem with me, then there's no need to berate my colleague.
I don't have a problem with you, Commander. I'm simply trying to determine why you deserve the Navy's help.
Sarah is here to solve a mystery that has been plaguing her conscience.
Sounds like an issue outside the purview of this department. Care to explain, Commander?
It's about Cassiopeia, Admiral. I'm heading back there to find out what happened to the crew of the Dauntless, and hopefully, to bring their legacy home.
That sounds like a dangerous operation. Are you certain it's worth the risk?
I don't know.
The emotional pain Sarah has been suffering has to end.
I understand. Mental scars left by war rarely heal quickly, if ever at all. I sympathize with your struggle, Commander.
I want to put an end to the sleepless nights, the nightmares, waking up in cold sweat. It's been difficult, Admiral.
I understand. And I believe I owe you an apology, Commander. Our last encounter has obviously distorted my impression of your character. What can I do to help?
If you wouldn't mind allowing me to access the files regarding my rescue, I'd be most grateful, Admiral.
That shouldn't be too difficult. I've sent all the relevant information to you, Slades. Was there anything else?
No, Admiral. Thank you.
You don't need to thank me, Commander. I just hope you find whatever it is you're looking for.
Okay.
The UC military's lucky to have you.
What do you think of Sarah Morgan?
During the Colony War, I would have described her as a natural-born leader. Efficient, unwavering, motivational, ideal officer material. But after the incident on Cassiopeia, Commander Morgan changed. She became unsure of herself, so she was assigned to the Navigator Corps. But it wasn't really a punishment. After all, it was obvious she was yearning for an exploratory position, and we mutually agreed the move would be beneficial. I truly felt sorry for her when the cabinet pulled the plug on her division. And I wasn't surprised when she resigned from the service the very next day. Despite all that, if you ask me how I feel about Commander Morgan today, all I can say is that Constellation is fortunate to have her as their leader.
Do you mind if I ask you some questions about the Dauntless?
I'll answer whatever I can. But please understand, that was a military vessel and some of the information is classified.
What was the fate of the Dauntless?
Unfortunately, I can't divulge the reason the Dauntless was in the Cassiopeia system, but it clearly became engaged with Freestar Collective warships. According to its flight recorder, it was heavily damaged by weapons fire and succumbed to full structural failure. Considering this was one of our larger warships at the time, it's not surprising that it took so long for it to break apart.
How many people escaped from the Dauntless?
If memory serves, a total of 11 personnel escaped the destruction of the vessel, including Commander Morgan. That class of ship was equipped with 6 escape shuttles, but the flight recorder only indicates 2 left the Dauntless before it broke apart.
Were you in charge of the UC Navy when the Dauntless was lost?
I hope you aren't attempting to insinuate something, but no, I wasn't in charge of the UC fleet back then. That honor fell to our mutual friend, Fleet Admiral Francois Sanon, or Ve Victus, as you've recently discovered.
Why did it take so long to rescue Sarah?
I'm afraid I don't have a good answer for that. We were at the height of the war, and the UC had retreated from that star system. We simply didn't have the capability to mount a search. It was purely due to blind chance that a passing freighter picked up Commander Morgan's emergency beacon and sent a search team.
That's all the questions I have. Thanks, Admiral.
Certainly. I want to do everything I can to assist both of you in this noble endeavor.
Okay. What else? Now I need to proceed to Cassiopeia 1. Let's do it. I think we need to get back to our ship now. Let's go. Alright. And we are ready to take off. ETA Cassiopeia. Let's go.
Nice jump. We're right on target.
Okay. We haven't been in this system yet. Power from beyond Cassiopeia 2A. Acquire the power. Okay. So this is some kind of different quest that we have in this place. Let's scan the planet. Okay. The only place we can land is at the ship. Let's do it. Speak to Sarah. Okay.
Good books lately?
Okay. Talk with me, Sarah.
I can't believe I'm here. It feels like walking into a dream.
How long has it been?
Oh, it's been nearly 20 years, but it feels like a lifetime. Strangely, this place looks exactly the same as I remember it. But that isn't possible, right? Just like a dream.
Maybe you'd be better off staying on the ship?
No. I'll be fine. Phew. Okay, so let me get my bearings for a moment. Yes, this looks correct. Those rock formations nearby look familiar. My old campsite shouldn't be far.
Anything we should be worried about between here and there?
You mean besides the dangerous terrain, vicious fauna, and the chance of getting lost? Nah, we've got nothing to worry about.
I'm ready if you are.
Good. Once we get to the campsite, we'll use that as a starting point to search for the cruise shuttle wreckage. Let's go.
Okay, let's go.
Oh, it's nice to finally be off our ship.
As always, we venture during the night. Let's see what we have here. Okay, the ship is not too far. 200 meters. Might as well scan something while we go to it. Sarah's crash site. Let's see what we have here. What did you left, Sarah? Is there anything we can take or loot? Speak to Sarah again, okay. First of all, let's see. Circuits and other trash. Nothing important. Sarah, speak.
Well, this is it. This is the spot where I spent close to a year waiting for rescue. Not exactly Paradiso, is it?
Not really. So, what is Paradiso? A paradise?
I'm surprised you've never heard of the place. It's a resort colony in the Memoriam system. You know, a place to get away and unwind. Maybe we should head out there after we're done. Goodness knows we'll both need a vacation.
Maybe. Maybe we'll do that. How did you possibly walk away from this crash?
I never said I walked away. When my ship hard landed on the surface, it broke apart. There was no fire, but I was pretty badly injured. Had to crawl from the wreckage. When they finally rescued me, the UC medics said I had 3 broken ribs, shattered my ulna, and had internal organ damage. I was in the medical ward recovering for almost 6 weeks.
Ouch. Pretty bad. I can't even imagine what it must have been like.
It was difficult and painful, but it kept me alive. It was home. Look at this thing. It's been sitting here rusting. I think we need to grab an emergency power cell to get the ship's computer up and running.
Can the cell power the entire ship?
No, I'm afraid that it can't. It's only designed to power individual systems. Even if it could, my old shuttle is far too damaged to be fully restored.
Shouldn't we have a similar device back on our ship?
Sure, we have plenty of power cells on the ship, but they're not UC military grade. They won't work. I'm afraid we'll have to do some scrounging.
I left my emergency power cell back home in the other spacesuit.
Cute. When I was stranded, I set up a distress beacon powered by emergency power cells. The beacon was up there on the plateau. I guess it's time to start climbing.
Where? Oh, so we need to climb on that rock arch. Okay, let's do it. And here we are.
Setting up this
Dauntless power cell.
my life.
Stick.
Who knows how long I would have been stranded here.
What the hell? Where did these come from? Got it. One more. Which weapons does the most damage to them? Pistols, pretty good too. And why are these enemies such a high level? Level 25 and stuff? No idea. I even leveled. Pretty good. Sarah, did you lose your consciousness while fighting? Okay. Now we need to get back. There's nothing in here. We got a level. Let's put one more point into science. Probably into the research methods. Let's put one more point in here. Resources required to craft items and complete research projects is reduced by 20%. Everything I put in the sciences for the spacesuit design and weapon engineering. So next point will be in the weapon engineering. You can craft improved weapon modes and weapon work at the weapon workbench and research additional weapon modes at the research lab. Very nice. Okay, our new objective is to install the emergency power cell into that crashed ship, probably. Let's go. Oh, more enemies. Okay. I need to buy more ammunition for this weapon. I think it uses 11mm. Yep, 11mm ammunition. It's pretty good against these aliens. Okay. Let's see. Escape shuttle 03 cabin. Alright. What do we have here? Nova Galactic Manual 01. Permanently reduced fuel needed for a grab jump by additional 1%. Nice. It's not the first one we get. Hatched bird. Cannot go through it. Very heavy manifolds. I don't want it. Exotic sterile nanotubes. I'll take the exotic ones. Okay, we have a computer and we have the power cell to replace. Okay. So creepy sounds. Escape shuttle to computer. Emergency power system. Current power status orange. This computer system is functioning on an alternate power source. It will continue to function normally provided the power source remains connected. The system has detected that the computer isn't connected via the expected power couplings. Please connect all power flow couplings to the ship's main power. Okay. Telemetry data object alpha. 1 orb, Cassiopeia 1 orbit, telemetry lost, object beta, Lucy Dauntless, escape shuttle 02, Cassiopeia 1 orbit, Cassiopeia 1 surface, shuttle 02 clash, telemetry calculations are now being transferred to local data slate. Okay. Sarah Morgan, personal logs, log entry 1, It's been 2 days since my crash landing on Cassiopeia 1. I've been slipping in and out of consciousness, but I've been able to use the emergency meds to keep my pain levels to a minimum. Medical self-assessment has revealed 3 cracked ribs, a broken forearm, and a minor concussion. Probable internal damage and a hell of a lot of bruises. I'll do the best that I can do to push through, but I can't allow my injuries to keep me from searching shuttle for shuttle 02. Tomorrow I plan to do a full reconnoiter. I don't know how to pronounce it word. of the area and search for some high ground to place my distress beacon. With any luck, some ships are still in orbit and they'll receive my signal. For now, I'm going to rest, eat a bit of my food rations, and pray that the other shuttle isn't too far from my location. Using the telemetry data and geomapping charts I had in my slate, I was able to track exactly where Shuttle 02 went down. Unfortunately, it appears to be located several thousand kilometers away, making it impossible to reach on foot, even if the planet was hospitable and the terrain accommodating. I'm in no physical condition to even attempt such a journey. Additionally, with my distress beacon and all my supplies located at the crash site, I don't dare leave it behind. I'm afraid my crew will have to deal with whatever hardships they encountered on their own. All I can do at this point is pray they're safe. It's been nearly a month. I'm down to my final 3 power cells. If I want to make them last, I'm going to have to disconnect them from my ship computer, which means I lose access to my computer and my short-range transmitter. If Shuttle 02 makes any attempt to reach out for me, all that you're going to receive is silence. It's a horrible decision to have to make, but if Shuttle 02 hasn't contacted me by now, it's unlikely that they ever will. I don't know if that means their comm system is simple damage, or if they left their crash site, or if they even alive. My only hope is continuing to power the distress beacon in hopes of being picked up and then searching for them from there. Okay. We have some backstory. Now, talk with me, Sarah.
We've located where the other shuttle went down. I can't believe our plan worked.
Are you certain this telemetry data is accurate?
Don't even joke. If this data is faulty, and we end up being pointed to a pile of rocks, I don't even know what we'd do next. I'm fairly certain I was able to capture all the data before I hit the ground. I'll try not to worry about it if you won't.
Well, you brought the right person with you.
And so modest, too. The telemetry data puts the wreckage out of range to hike. We're going to have to head back to the ship and land on a different part of the planet. Let's get going.
Okay. Investigate the shuttle crash site. So if it's on the other side of the planet, we need to get back to our ship, I think. Okay. So now we are at the space and we can land at the investigate the shuttle. Maybe I should have slept for the day to come. Never mind. We'll do it tonight. It looks a little bit scarier this way. Okay. We need to investigate the shuttle crash site. Let's go. meters away.
Look at this view. Had I been on this planet under more pleasant circumstances, I might have had more time to appreciate the offer.
What the hell? Hunting brain sprout. Whatever. Let's make a shortcut. Oh, didn't even know I can walk on these trees. Okay. This is pretty lush forest we have here. $50 meters. Okay, I see it. Doesn't look too good.
This is what's left of the cruise shuttle. But it looks like parts were scavenged and dragged somewhere else. Could there have been survivors?
Maybe. Let's just follow the other waypoint of ours. Ooh. How did you get in front of me? Scared me a little. Shuttle main cabin.
I'll shoot if I have to. Just turn around and leave. I know how to use this thing, and I will.
Oh my god. Who are you?
I'm nobody. Just go away. I'm not going to let anyone take my stuff again. No way. Both of you, just go!
What do you mean, take my stuff again?
Hey, I'm not stupid. Last time people were here, they promised to help. They ended up tricking me. They stole all of my good stuff and left me behind. I'm not going to let that happen ever again.
We're not here to hurt you.
Yeah, sure. Try and trick me. No. No way. I'm not getting fooled again. Forget it.
Stop it right now. Put away that gun and talk to us. We want to know what happened here.
See? You're not nice at all. I knew it. You're a liar. That's all grown-ups do is lie.
We're not liars, right, Sarah?
What? Oh. Yeah. Right. Exactly. I was wrong to get so angry. We are here to help you. And we promise to tell the truth.
I don't know. You're kind of scaring me. Why should I listen to you?
Don't you think that's a strange question, seeing as you're the one pointing a gun at us?
That's because no one is fooling me ever again.
We're here to honor the crew that died on this planet.
The crew? No one's been looking for that crew since before I was born. So tell me another lie. Go ahead.
You were born here? Hold on. Oh my god. Your parents, your mum and your dad, what were their names?
Jenna and Elias. Why?
Jenna and Elias. Private Jenna Marsh and Corporal Elias Obrist. You're their daughter. Listen to me. I knew your parents. They worked with me on the Dauntless. I'm Commander Sarah Morgan.
You're Sarah Morgan? Mom and Dad's captain? My parents used to talk about you all the time. It's like a dream to finally meet you.
Wow, the mood changed instantly. Do you know where you are right now?
I know this is Cassiopeia. I've been here since I was born. I know my mother and father were from Gemsun or something like that. I bet it's like 1,000 miles away.
What did your parents tell you about Sarah?
My parents told me she was in command of their ship in a huge battle. They said she was a hero and the bravest person they ever knew.
If your parents are around, I'd love to meet them.
Yeah? Well, you're too late. My parents are dead. My father died a long time ago. And my mother, she was killed by those monsters at the graveyard. It's just me here now. All by myself.
Let me ask you a question. Actually, I don't even know your name.
Oh, yeah. My name's Sona.
Sona. What a lovely name. Sona, you mentioned a graveyard. Is that where the crew is, you know?
Buried? Yeah. It's a bunch of stones with those necklaces like the ones my mom and dad had hanging on them.
Thank you, Sona. I'm going to talk to my friend here a minute, okay?
Okay, Sarah.
Okay.
Phew. I don't even know where to begin.
Are you going to be alright?
I'm trying to hold it together. There's just too much coming at me all at once, you know? I'm just so relieved that you're here. There's absolutely no way I could have handled this alone.
I can't even imagine how you're feeling right now.
Yeah. This isn't what I expected. At all. Oh, there's so much to process. But I don't have time to deal with it right now. If you want to help, then find that graveyard and bring me those necklaces Sona mentioned. I'm hoping they're my crew's gene tags.
What's a gene tag?
It's an identification tag worn by UC military personnel. It's encoded with the soldiers' medical information and a sample of their DNA. If we can bring them back to Jemison, it would be like bringing home the crew's bodies for a proper burial.
I'll head up there right away.
Good. Just be careful. Sona's monsters are undoubtedly hostile life forms that have claimed the graveyard as their territory.
Can we talk with the Sona herself?
What is it?
We can. Can you tell me more about these people that took your stuff?
Bunch of jerks. They pretended to be nice, but they were really mean. They made all these promises. They said they'd take me with them if I helped them load all of my stuff onto their ship. When I went to get the last bit of stuff that I had hid, they already took off and flew away. I think I cried for a whole day.
Could you tell me more about what they looked like? What they were?
I don't know. There was one lady and two guys. The lady was the one pretending to be nice to me. They were wearing spacesuits and had all kinds of guns. One of them had a big scar on his face. They looked pretty scary. I think I heard one of them say they were from the fleet, or something like that. Sounded weird to me.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, sure. Grown-ups always say that they're sorry right after something bad happens. But it's just words. It never really helps. When I get older, if I ever see those jerks again, I'm gonna make them give me all my stuff back.
How have you survived on this planet all alone?
Mom was a doctor on her ship, so she taught me how to gather food and medicine from the plants. She also taught me how to shoot this gun, in case bad people or monsters tried to get me. Didn't help me save her, though.
Is it alright if I ask you about your parents?
Yeah, I guess.
What happened to your father?
Mom told me Dad got hurt when their ship crashed on this planet. He was always lying down and sleeping a lot. But I don't know what made him so sick. I was really little when he died, so I don't remember a lot about him.
What happened to your mother?
Well, every day my mom would go up to the graveyard to visit Dad. Sometimes she'd let me go, sometimes I'd stay here. There was this one day where I couldn't go, and she never came back. I was really scared. I finally went up there and found her, but she was hurt really bad. I couldn't even bring her home. At least I was able to hug her before she died.
Alright.
If you want.
If you've been here all your life, how have you learned to speak so well?
Mom had slates with learning stuff on them. She used them to teach me how to read and do science. Oh, and math too. Ugh. I think we looked at that stuff every day. She called it school time. I miss that. I miss her too. I'm watching you.
Okay, let's look around. Hard time, shadows. I'm not going to take anything from this child, probably. Maybe like only this thing. Constellation guide 03. Permanently use 15% less O2 while moving when over encumbered. Pretty nice. Not bad. Anything else? Nope. Okay, let's leave. Alright, now at least we can see everything out in the open. Where do I need to go? Let's see. Should be able to jump these rocks and trees to continue. Yes. Our objective is to collect 10 gene tags. Alright. Damn aliens. I'll take your experience. One more. Wish all the enemies would die so fast. Nice. We completed the challenge for ballistic weapons. Very good. The next skill will unlock weapons range increase by 13%. Not bad too. Dauntless Cruise crash site. This place feels weird somehow. All the fog and stuff. What the hell? What the hell just happened? Something exploded. Okay. Let's see. Gene tags. Dauntless crew. Gene tag 1. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Where's the 10th one? Uh-oh. I think I got all of them, but maybe the 10th one is on that greater silverfish. Something. It's trying to destroy me. Not today. Let's loot. I think the last gene tag is on him. Yep, Dauntless Crew gene tag. He probably ate it from the grave. Ooh, why is it this one stronger than other ones? Return to Sarah. Okay. Let's get back. Okay.
No. How many times do I have to say it?
What the hell happened?
I said I don't want to go. Leave me alone.
Sona, calm down and listen to me. It's much too dangerous to stay here all by yourself, darling.
I don't care. This is my home. You can't make me leave.
We can't leave her here. It's not safe. She has to come back with us to Jemison. Oh, I don't know what to do. Can you talk to her?
Don't worry. We'll do whatever it takes to bring her to safety.
I knew I could depend on you. Now all we have to do is convince this poor girl that she's better off leaving the planet with us. I don't know if I have it in me to say the right things.
I can hear you talking about me. And I don't care what either of you say. I'm not going anywhere.
Look, I'm clearly out of my element here and not in the right state of mind. Could you just talk to her, please?
Do I need to persuade her? If so, I need to use my medications. Let's do a quick save.
Why won't Sarah listen to me?
Don't you trust Sarah?
I mean, kinda. I just met her. The only reason I'm trusting you at all is because my mom and dad said Sarah was a good person. I know she probably wants to help me out, but I really wish she'd listen to my part of the story.
She's worried. She cares a great deal about you.
That doesn't make a lot of sense. She's only known about me for a little while. That still doesn't mean I should leave the only home I ever had, does it?
You really think this is the best place for you to live for the rest of your life?
Mom and Dad told me there was a whole universe out there, with thousands of planets. They showed me the maps and the star charts. That does sound pretty cool, but well, it's also kind of scary. It would be hard to leave the only home I've ever known.
If you stay here alone, you'll never be able to start a new family.
I never thought of it that way. But leaving Mom and Dad behind, it's really hard. Even though they're dead, I don't want to abandon them.
Don't you think your parents would want you to be safe?
I am safe. Those monsters can't catch me. They've tried, but I learned how to trick them. They're pretty dumb. And if bad people visit here, I know how to hide. I was even watching you when you landed. I bet you didn't even see me. This planet doesn't bother me. That's why I'm not sure I need to abandon my mom and dad.
Even from far away, they always be close in your heart.
Yeah, you're right. I never thought of it that way. I'm sorry I yelled at everybody. I know you and Sarah are just trying to help. I'm going to go get my stuff and then I'll board your ship.
That was
worry,
easy.
I'll stay out of the way until we get, well, wherever we're going.
What? So, I didn't even need to persuade her.
Let me get my things together, and we'll talk later.
Okay, Sarah, talk with me. Why are you sitting?
That poor girl. I hope we've made the right decision.
Sona will be fine, I promise.
Oh, I do hope that's true. We're ripping Sona from the only home she's ever known and casting her back into society. It's going to be difficult for her to adjust to the changes. Wherever she ends up, just promise me we'll check on her from time to time, please.
I promise.
Thank you. Look, before we leave Cassiopeia behind, I wanted to say one more thing to you. Perhaps at the overlook we passed on the way here? I promise it won't take long. Let's go.
All right.
Look, before we head back to the ship, I wanted to tell you how much of an amazing gift this has been. You had to push me to come out here, and if I hadn't have listened to you, the universe would probably have never known about that little girl.
I hope this experience has finally put your past to rest.
Oh, yes. Absolutely. And it's all thanks to you. You know, this is the second time I've been on this world. And until this very moment, I never stopped to reflect at just how magnificent it was. Oh, look at this place. This is the reason I'm out here, exploring the stars. Worlds upon worlds, just waiting to have their beauty discovered. Shedding this burden of my past has finally allowed me to open my eyes, wider than they've ever been opened before. And it's all because of you.
I'm hoping there's much more than simple gratitude tucked away in that statement.
Perhaps. I suppose we'll both have to think about that for a while now, won't we? Well, I suppose it's time to bid goodbye to Cassiopeia once again. This time, under much happier circumstances. Now, let's head back to Jemison. I want to give those gene tags you gathered to Admiral Logan, and figure out what we're going to do with Sona.
Okay. Let's get back to our ship. Let's get out of this place. Back to civilization.
The target's sitting there with no grav drive now.
Uh-oh. Need to help. Okay.
And it's over. Unknown vessel, please respond. That was pretty touch and go there for a minute. I have a lot of my crew over here that want to send a heartfelt thanks.
No problem.
Any way we can repay you?
Credits would be appreciated.
Transferring credits now. You take care out there.
No problemo. Okay, where was I going? Maybe I'll loot these guys too. Ecliptic rapier credits and 0 gimbal. And the other one. Tantalum, magnets and ship parts. Alright. Good. Let's get back to Alpha Centauri. By the way, I always forget to talk with this receptionist.
By the way, Captain.
By the way.
Yumi was looking for you. Sounds
Sure.
like he's got more work.
Sure.
Informed us of your new status. Congratulations on making Class 1.
Yep. What is it you do here?
I'm one of MAST's resource officers. It's my job to ensure those here on official business get where they're going promptly, and that any rule breaking is dealt with swiftly.
What is this place?
This is MAST, the beating heart of the United Colonies. Every decision made in the civilized galaxy takes place inside these walls.
As if I didn't know about it.
Take care now.
I always... Each episode we go back and forth through this table. Haven't even talked with this person. Okay, back to Central Command.
Okay. Hello.
Congratulations on making Class 1, Captain. Welcome back. Did you find your answers?
We found our answers and we also found these gene tags.
Not only that, but we found someone there, alive. A child born from 2 of the crew that survived the crash. After her parents died, that poor girl spent years surviving on that hostile world, alone. We abandoned her, Admiral. We let her down.
I'm sorry. I had no idea. How could we have possibly known?
By abandoning the crew of Dauntless, you dishonor their memory.
How dare you say that to me? Thousands died because they believed in the ideals set forth by the United Colonies. I know because I've signed each and every one of their death notices. So don't tell me I've dishonored anyone's memory. Because I mourn those thousands every day of my life.
We aren't doubting your integrity, Admiral. We are simply expressing our regrets at how this situation was resolved.
You're absolutely right, Sarah. This situation was handled poorly. One thing that I can assure you is that the names of these men and women will never be forgotten. I'll see to it personally.
Thank you, Admiral.
Good luck to both of you. It's been an honor.
Once we're done here, we should have a little talk with Sona. Poor thing's waiting for us at the lodge.
Okay, let's get back to our lodge. Don't ahem at me.
It's good to be home.
Alright, back at the lodge. Let's see. Where is this Sona? She's probably going to live here.
We should
I bet.
probably talk. There you are. I was wondering when you'd come and say hi to me.
Hello, Sona. I see you found your way to the lodge without any trouble.
Yeah, it was kind of hard though. All these people around. Never seen so many people in my entire life.
How did you find your way here on your own?
Sarah gave me directions. She's really good at that. Riding that gnat thing was super cool. It was like magic or something. Like something from the stories Mom used to read. But the hardest part was having everyone staring at me. All these people in one place. It's kind of scaring me. I don't know why.
I bet that was scary.
Yeah, it was. I guess I'll have to be brave.
You're already one of the bravest people I've ever met. So, what do you think? Do you like it here, Sona?
At the lodge? Yeah, this place is huge. I mean, I've never seen anything like it. You must be like a bazillionaire, Sarah.
Oh, don't I wish? This place isn't mine alone. It belongs to everyone who's a part of Constellation. And I think it should belong to you too, Sona. I want you to stay here and make this your home.
Whoa. Does that mean I get to go exploring with both of you? Or wait, do I get my own ship?
You just got to New Atlantis and you're already prepared to leave?
I mean, this place is great and all, but ever since my mom taught me that there are hundreds of planets out there, I'm itching to go see all of them. And if it means I'd get my own ship, that'd be amazing.
Not yet. You still have a lot to learn.
Exactly. And this is the perfect place to begin your education.
I understand. Oh, and don't worry, I learn real fast, so you better get ready to have another member of Constellation signing on for missions.
I can't wait.
Well, anyway, thanks for letting me stay here. I promise I won't let either of you down.
I'm sure that you won't. Well, I think we should let Sona get settled. If you wouldn't mind, I'd like to visit the Colony War Memorial now. I want to pay my final respects.
Okay.
What's up?
So what do you think of the lodge?
It's amazing. I've never seen anything like it in all my life. Not even in Mom's picture slates. It's almost like a fairy tale. Like it's not real, you know? I'm sure that sounds pretty dumb to you. But hey, I lived in a house made from busted up spaceship parts and trees.
Do you regret leaving Cassiopeia?
Yeah, a little bit. That planet was the only real home that I ever knew. I know it sounds kind of weird, but it feels like I've left my family behind. It was a really tough decision to make. But you and Sarah were right. I had to move on with my life. And hey, one day when I'm old enough, I could always go back for a visit.
Sure.
See you later.
You can do whatever you want.
Oh, your father visited. He seemed desperate, or excited, to find you. He left this note. We've always considered ourselves explorers. Stay safe, okay?
I'll need to find my father later.
Captain, I believe your ship will perform more efficiently if you bring me on board.
I wish I could bring you, but I have no more space. Only 4 crewmates I can take with me. Okay, let's see. We need to find Colony War Memorial. Let's do it. I think it's very close.
It's amazing to think that this tree predates New Atlantis. Can you imagine all the changes it's seen?
I think there is a mission, something about this tree. We'll do it later. It's in one of the miscellaneous missions.
The evidence, the data. Sometimes intuition and gut matters.
Okay, so this fires the memorial. Okay. I'm burning. Okay.
Look at this. All these people. Their entire lives distilled down to names on a memorial. I wonder how close I came to being reduced to just a name.
You should be proud of everything you've accomplished since the war.
I am proud. I was simply too foolish to realize it until you changed my perspective.
I only say these things because I care about you, Sarah.
And I care about you too. There's obviously some kind of a connection between us that I think we need to discuss. Just let me have another moment here, and then we can head over to the waterfall, so we can talk in private.
Ooh. Private talk. What? Do I need to wait in this position?
I'm ready.
Oh, sure.
Let's go.
Looked like the game bugged out. Lead Sarah to the waterfall in New Atlantis. Let's go. Okay. So there's a elevator in the spaceport that leads to the waterfall promenade. Let's go. I haven't been in this area, I think. Can't remember.
When things at the lodge are too much, I love coming to this spot to just sort of, I don't know, melt away for a while.
I was hoping for a more natural looking waterfall, but
it's lovely here,
whatever.
Isn't it? I've been from one end of the settled systems to the other, but this place, this exact spot, there's nowhere else like it in the galaxy.
What is it about this spot that makes it so special?
I don't know. I'm not sure I can explain it. Maybe it's the strange way that the art, technology, and nature fuse together, or maybe it's because it feels like home. Whatever it is, I definitely feel more comfortable here than anywhere else I've ever been.
It's absolutely beautiful.
I knew you'd appreciate it. I usually come up here to mull over some of the heated debates we have at Constellation. You'd be surprised how many decisions I've made on this very spot.
This seems like ideal place to focus.
That's actually why I asked you to meet me up here. I was hoping we could talk about something very important.
Trying to pull one over on me, eh?
No, nothing like that at all. I just have a lot on my mind, and I am terrible at getting right to the point.
I'm here for you, Sarah.
I know you are. Just give me a moment. I have a lot I need to say. It's about my return to Cassiopeia. What we learned about Sona has been constantly replaying in my mind. Maybe it sounds crazy, but that young girl's isolation feels like a reflection of my own life.
You equate the Sona situation to your own?
In all honesty, I don't. She simply reminds me of my own isolation. Maybe not in the literal sense of the word, but I certainly relate to some of her loneliness.
But you're not alone. You have me.
Maybe. But for how long? I've spent my life surrounded by all sorts of people. Constellation, the Navigator Corps. Hell, even the UC military. Despite that, no matter how hard I've tried to make them a part of my life, they tend to drift away and disappear.
None of that is your fault.
Are you sure? For all we know, it's in my nature to keep people at arm's length. Or worse, push them away.
You deserve to be with someone who understands your feelings.
Finding someone like that would be wonderful. Wait a second. What exactly are you saying?
Uh-oh. A choice. Friendship. No matter what happens, we'll always be close friends. Ooh. That's the worst response that could have had. That's the worst response you could have. Romance. I'm saying I love you, Sarah. Now and forever. Sure. There's the Andrasia romance option. We haven't explored yet, but we did so much with Sarah that probably going to full romance her. Let's do it.
Sorry, I just need a moment to gather my thoughts. From things you've said in the past, it's obvious you want to have a serious relationship. You want to become close. So, if you're willing to take that leap of faith with someone like me, then I'm ready to do the same.
Are you sure a romantic relationship is what you want?
I can't imagine being in love with anyone else. So, if you're willing to make the leap, I'm ready to do the same.
I'll be more than willing for a long time.
You're something truly special. You know that? You've helped me conquer my self-doubt, my confidence, hell, everything. For the first time in my life, I feel complete. And with you by my side, I'm convinced that feeling will last forever. You're the best thing that's happened to me in my life. I love you. Always.
Well, that ended abruptly. Sarah Morgan is following you. Sarah Morgan considers you an ally. Okay. Let's talk with her again.
I received a message from my mother a few days ago. She's returned from another one of her sightseeing cruises.
Sightseeing cruise?
Yeah, you know, one of those luxury liner journeys that shows off binary stars, gas nebulas, asteroid fields. Pretty photogenic stuff. Apparently, it's my mother's new favorite pastime.
I'm afraid I'd be embarrassment to the family or something.
Why would you be... Oh, I see. We never talked about this, did we? The truth is that my mother lives in a fairly remote location, so we rarely speak to one another.
That's a shame. Family is important.
Sure, when you're younger. But as soon as you get older and they begin controlling your life, that's when you need to strike out on your own.
I'm sure your parents meant well.
Oh, I'm certain they felt they were doing the right thing. You see, both of my parents were diplomats working under the flag of the UC Administrative Division. After I completed my basic education, they signed me up for a one-year apprenticeship in their department, without bothering to ask.
What's the Administrative Division?
It's the governmental arm of the United Colonies. You know, the politicians, the diplomats, the ambassadors. Imagine having to spend most of your career hovering behind a desk. Oh, I can't even fathom anything more boring.
You had no say in the matter whatsoever?
Look, I was 18 years old, fresh out of school, and I idolized my parents. I trusted them. I'm certain they felt they were doing what was best for their daughter. Who was I to argue?
Sounds like they wanted you to follow in their footsteps.
Wanted isn't the right word. Demanded would be more appropriate. For my apprenticeship, I was sent to Sidonia. My job consisted of drafting political policies and arbitrating trade disputes. The silver lining of the job was that it allowed me to spend time exploring every square inch of Mars.
Why was exploring Mars so fulfilling?
You have to understand, this was my first time I was alone on another world. Now, don't get me wrong, Jemison is an amazing place, but for me, it was the old neighborhood. Mars was like a new frontier. Oh, I spent every waking moment I could exploring the planet.
So that's where you were bitten by the exploration bug.
I was swallowed by it. Months before the apprenticeship ended, I dumped my diplomatic certification and joined the UC Navy. Of course, my parents didn't approve. We had a huge argument that resulted in all ties being severed between us.
That must have been a difficult time in your life.
Well, that wasn't the worst of it. You see, my father was killed during the opening shots of the Colony War. I returned to Jemison for the funeral and reunited with my mother. After that, we vowed to stay in touch.
How exactly did your father die?
After the Freestar Collective started farming Vesta, and the UC pushed back, my father was one of the many diplomats sent in to arbitrate. After the talks broke down, war broke out on Vesta, and all of the UC diplomats were evacuated from Freestar space. Unfortunately, my father's transport was caught in the crossfire.
I'm sorry to hear about your father.
Aren't you sweet? Always concerned with how I'm feeling. That's why I fell in love with you. Your smile, your caring. It brightens even my darkest days. Listen, I'm going to be completely upfront with you. All this talk of family, it makes me wonder where our own relationship stands.
Whoa, this is going very fast. Why? What's the worry?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe I regret the family life I left behind when I took off for the stars. If there was ever a chance for something like that between us, I wouldn't want to miss the opportunity. I love you too much to allow that to happen. That's why I asked about our future and where we stand.
Commitment. I'd like to spend our future together forever. Oh, so this is about the marriage. Well, I took Sarah in so many missions, during so many missions, that the experience should be skyrocketed. So we are getting all of these options in one go. So let's do it.
You mean that? You'd do that? For me? I've been dreaming about this moment and still, I don't know what to say.
How about yes?
Yes, yes, of course, yes. I just need a little time to think about the ceremony. I have some thoughts about how we should move forward. You know, I used to dream about finding the love of my life. And here you are. All I ever needed was you, right here beside me.
Okay, so what do we do now?
Important or not, I'm ready to listen.
Do you have anything interesting for me?
Yep, here you go.
Adhesive, sure. Little option. Can I tell you something?
Only if it's going to make me smile.
What's with these choices? Okay. Being in love with you is like a dream come true.
I feel so lucky to be with someone like you.
How are you feeling about our relationship?
As far as I'm concerned, things couldn't get any better between us.
I hate to say it. No, I'm pleased to hear that, Sarah.
Good. Anytime you want to talk about our relationship, just let me know. God knows you've done that enough times for me.
So, there's an option to end our relationship with the companions, I see. Personal questions.
Of course not, my love.
Do you think Sona will be alright?
Absolutely. Sona is clever, and she's proven that she can tackle anything life throws in her path. You can rest assured that she will get the best education and care that Constellation can possibly provide. You know, Sona and I share an interesting bond. We both survived on that inhospitable world, and it drastically altered our lives. Most importantly, though, I'm certain we're both stronger after the experience.
Have you had any past relationships you're willing to discuss?
There was a particular someone back in my days with the UC Navy. We actually became quite close at first, but as I rose in rank, I became more interested in my career than what she needed from me. I let her drift away. By the time I realized what was happening, it was too late. She requested a transfer, and I lost touch. Anyway, I've dated other men and women at various points in my life, but I'd hardly classify any of them as relationships. As you might have guessed, I tend to concentrate on work and let my personal feelings fall by the wayside. It often drives others away.
So she likes men and female, men and women the same. Okay.
You be careful, okay?
Okay, guys. I think it's a good place to pause the video. I hope you enjoyed our companion side quest playthrough. We even got engaged to Sarah Morgan, our first romance option. So we'll see when she decides to do the wedding that she mentioned about. Probably in some next part. We need to progress a little bit more. So I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye everyone.